Hi boys and girls, how are you? Now it's time for our math lesson. Are you excited? Yes! And I hope you did your math counting exercise so you're all fit and ready to begin. Now remember we've been talking about fractions, right? And we first started with equal parts. Remember I showed you my hand? I said we put my hand together, it's one whole. When we take it apart, it's two parts, two equal parts. And I know it's equal because my fingers all match up. They're not over it on the side of each other, but they're right together. So that made equal parts. I showed you this egg. I said when we have a whole egg and we take it apart, we have two equal parts of an egg, right? And then we went on to halves, right? So I had one whole part or two parts. You can think of it this way, two parts, right? I have two parts, 1, 2. And one out of my two parts shows half. One half of my two parts is orange. I have two parts, but one part is orange, right? So we talked about halves. Halves. This is known as the denominator. How many I have altogether. This is how many I have of that. One half. One half. Okay? And another way we looked at it, we had our piece of paper, we folded it, we made sure it was even. And we showed a half and we shaded in that half. I hope you remember to shade in your halves. Then we talked about what? Remember? Fourths. 1/4. 1 out of 4. And how did we show that? We had our circle. You can use a square or a circle, but I'm just showing an example. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4 parts, and we shaded in 1 out of the 4 parts. 1 out of 4 parts we shaded in. Now today we're going to talk about something else. Who thinks they know what that is going to be? We're going to talk about something else. What is it, Ms. Hurston? We're going to talk about thirds. Thirds. So let's look at this. We have 3 connecting cubes. 1, 2, 3. So my denominator on my bottom number is 3. And how many out of my 3 are shaded in orange? 1 out of my 3. So this is 1/3. 1/3 of my cubes are orange. 1/3. So we're talking about 1/3 today. So let's look at the spelling for third. Let's look and see what that looks like. This is thirds. As I just said, 1/3. Thirds. Okay, so we're looking at thirds. And here I have my piece of paper. It's a whole. And now, mommies can help you or daddies or whoever's working with you. And you can use a ruler or fold it to show thirds. You see that? My paper is now divided into 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. And this is my 1/3 of my 3 parts. 1/3. And you know what you're going to do. You're going to get that crayon and you're going to shade it all in and you're going to do a wonderful job. Better than Mrs. Hurston because she's rushing a bit. But you're going to color that whole thing to show 1/3. Any color you like. 1/3. One of my 3 parts. Okay? Now, let's look at this. Tell me, do you think this is one? Do you think this is, any part of this is 1/3? And if you said no, you're right, because they're not equal. Remember, they have to be equal parts. It's in 3 parts, but it's not in 3 equal parts. So that wouldn't work. Let's look at this. This is my triangle. I have it in 3 equal parts. 1, 2, 3. And 1/3, this is 1/3, one of my 3 equal parts. Let's look at this. It's in thirds, but it's not equal. It's in 3 parts, but it's not equal parts. So that wouldn't count. Let's look at my circle. My circle, I have a full circle. And I divide my circle into 3 parts. You see the 3 parts? 1, 2, 3. And I color in 1/3. I'm going to color in 1/3. And I'm going to do a good job. I'm going to go stay in the lines. And I'm going to color in 1/3 of my circle. because my circle's a whole, but now I've divided into 3 parts, and I've colored in 1/3 of my circle. Okay, 1/3. And here's the last one, another piece of paper that I have, and I divided it. So you have to fold it halfway, and then fold the other side halfway and make sure it meets evenly. And then fold it, and there you have your 3 parts. See that? 1, 2, 3. And this is 1/3, 1/3, 1 of my 3 parts, okay? And I know you're going to do a wonderful job in your work today. So you can either color in your circle, 1/3, you can do your triangle, you can color in your triangle, you can color in your paper, divide it into 3 parts. So shade those for me, and then you're going to work on your HSP book, page 102. All right? Do a good job now.